Hi, my name is Nakia Martin. I'm a student at the University of Florida, and I'm a cosmetologist at the Serenity Hair and Spa Gainesville, which is my own business, and good hair is healthy hair. My opinion on natural hair is that some women in this day and age chose to have their hair natural, and there's nothing wrong with that because women are feeling more liberated wearing their natural hair, and they want to be freed from the creamy crack. So, it's more convenient in my opinion because the relaxer can break your hair depending on who you go to, the blow drying, and the constant treating of the heat on your hair. So, creamy crack is defined as relaxer, which is known as perm in the black neighborhood, shall I say. And the reason why we call it creamy crack because it's addicting, and women don't realize how much of a brainwashing it is to get this from the store and make sure their hair is laid, which means it's freshly done and looks nice. So creamy crack is what we refer to as relaxer, which is calcium hydroxide, which straightens the hair through a chemical process. I would say the ratio of women who have processed hair to women with natural hair is a 60 to 40 because a lot of women still have processed hair. The majority of the women whose hair I do, they have relaxed hair, and there's like a small percentage of women who have natural hair. And it's hard to tell because a lot of women wear weaves who do have natural hair because they're not comfortable wearing their natural hair.
I like having healthy hair. So when I went natural, my friend Nakia, which is a hairstylist, a professional hairstylist, I just started going to her to do my natural hair, and she treats it for me. As you can see, she's doing a twist out for me. And I actually realized that I like my natural hair more than I like my relaxed hair because it doesn't break as much. It's healthier, and I can do anything to it.
I hear plenty of negative comments and remarks that people have towards natural hair. Like people will say, oh, my hair is too thick to be natural, and oh, it doesn't look good that she wears her hair all out like that and it's not done or combed. Like they don't like that natural look, and honestly that's how your hair looks before it is processed.
Honestly an interesting journey, I would say, because when I first started to go natural and wear my natural hair, my mother would always tell me, oh, what are you doing to your hair? You need to get a perm, you can't go out looking like that. And honestly, I wasn't upset at her, maybe a little frustrated, because where her mindset is, and as well as a lot of other people's mindset is, we're living in a society where you're trying to be accepted and you're constantly judged. The first thing people see you is your physical appearance. So what is she wearing? What does her hair look like? What does she have on her feet? How does she speak? How does she carry herself?
Natural hair has evolved over the past 20 years, and I say 20 because in the 90s a lot of women were getting their hair done or relaxed, and during the 2000s a lot of women started going natural. Now in the 70s a lot of women were natural. You didn't really see a lot of women with their hair relaxed because of the Black Panther age, and a lot of women had their hair either pressed, and throughout the 80s that culture was lost, so it got picked back up in the 90s. But then in the 2000s a lot of women started wearing weave. When they're at work, their boss will say, oh, you can't wear your hair out like that in its natural state, or dreadlocks, which I refer to as locks because they're not dreadful, is that it doesn't look good on the job, or that's not presentable. So a lot of women have to wear their hair straightened or in a bob because that's more presentable for work, which is not fair to everyone because you shouldn't have to change the way you look to work somewhere. It's what you know and what's between your ears that matters. Another thing is that a lot of people ask, oh, let me touch your hair, let me see the texture, let me feel it for myself. And that can be offensive to some women because a lot of women don't want their hair to be touched. That's you know, they don't know you, or your hands are dirty, nobody wants to touch your hair. You got to think about that. And you know, just because your hair is natural doesn't mean you can't color it or straighten it or do whatever you like to it. It still grows out your scalp. So you know, you can play with it and do whatever you want. It's yours.